Welcome to Look Behind the Look, the celebrated podcast that explores your favorite looks in film, television, and fashion history. Through conversations with the fashion world's elite and award-winning hair, makeup, and costume designers on sets around the world, you will see and hear exciting tales from behind the scenes, career origin stories, and tons of advice and tips. I'm your host, Tiffany Bartok. Hey everybody, welcome to Look Behind the Look, where we are finally talking about weapons. I know you were probably wondering, where is the weapons episode? I know I was late to the Aunt Gladys party because, frankly, I was too scared to watch Weapons, but did watch it, of course, as you all did, and fell in love with Aunt Gladys and immediately made the conversation happen about how Aunt Gladys came to be. Today we have the makeup team for the movie Weapons, Leo Satkovich, Melizah Wheat, and of course, Jason Collins, frequent guest and always a good time. The three of them came together to tell me about Aunt Gladys and answer all the questions that you have. Enjoy this conversation about how all the magic happened for Aunt Gladys and Amy Madigan and so much more. You know, I don't want to jinx anything.
That's a nice sweater you got there, Leo.
Yeah.
I like
It's
it.
freezing.
No, you look like
So good.
you're ready for the snow.
He was just saying that he was not outside today all day. So,
That's why my face is so red. It's so cold.
oh gosh, I don't even notice. You guys all look great. So, hello everybody. I am so honored to have all three of you here in the room, and I just want to tell you right off the bat that when they reached out, do you want to do weapons? I literally responded with no, I'm too scared to watch it. This was like, I want to say like a long time ago, like maybe like August. And I was like, I'm too scared to watch it. Well, for Halloween, of course, I watched it because it was on digital. And I immediately said, will you please, can I please get the team together? Please, I take it back. I take it back. It was amazing. And I knew it would be amazing always. And everybody has been talking about this film forever. I knew, but I was just like, oh my God, I can't watch little kids being, And so let's talk about this amazing adventure you guys have been on. Did you know that what this was going to be and how well it was going to be received when you first saw the script?
I mean, the script was great, but
Yeah.
I've read a million great scripts, and then you do the movie, and you're like, oh
Right.
man, it's a stinker. But no,
Exactly.
I thought the script was great. I'll let Leo and Melizah speak, but it's the response has been overwhelming, insanely overwhelming, and that's really cool.
Yes.
I mean, I guess you hope that every script that you read is gonna be received well and is gonna do so amazing. So I guess, I guess the jaded part of you comes out and you're like,
Right.
well, I guess we'll see. It reads well, but I guess we'll see what happens. But to answer your question, no, I had no idea. I had no idea it was going to be received the way that it was and was going to just skyrocket into this massive thing that it became.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see. However, when we were shooting it, you definitely did feel something very special, and that everyone knew that they were making something very special, and everyone was very passionate about making this project because it was a challenging shoot, shooting with prosthetics and, in the middle of Georgia, in the middle of summer. So it was by no means easy, but it was definitely very fun, and you definitely felt the passion and everything special on set.
Fantastic. Melizah, you too? You feel the same?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, naturally when I read the script, I had to backtrack a little bit. I was like, wow, what in the heck is going on here? And it just all these creative visions were coming through, and
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. It was such a broad idea, but it was exciting. It was very exciting, and then I backtrack and did I just read that? And
Right.
it was a puzzle. It was the pre-puzzle of the puzzle.
So
But it was great.
Right, putting together that puzzle. Obviously everybody wants to know every last detail about Aunt Gladys. And I mean, where did you first meet Aunt Gladys creatively in your mind? Was it on the page? How did this come? How was she born?
It was in the script.
It was.
It was in the script. Zach Kreger gave us he gave us a pretty sturdy blueprint to work with.
Okay.
But the script did say that she had very garish makeup. She had red hair that frizzed out in all directions. Her makeup pushed into clown-like territory. Um, yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that was about it. And then from there we just kind of followed, our Trish Somerville, the costume designer, started to put her in some of these really dated and eccentric, fun pantsuits, and everything just kind of came together step by step. It was its own little living, breathing entity that evolved, every day during prep. We'd be like, what about this? What about this? What about this? And every seed just sprouted into something massive and better.
Well, it's definitely one of those things where it's like when you read it, and as Leo just gave the description, it can go 50 million different ways.
Right, right.
And it's really a delicate line you're walking, because
Totally.
there's camp and absurdity to the character when you first see her,
Mm-hmm.
and there's also that underlaying of that underlayment of villainy, and
Right.
ferociousness. So it's, you can walk it up and you can walk that line, but you can also fall over that line really easy.
For
And so,
sure.
and really the person that kept that on track, of course, was Amy.
Right.
Amy was always walking that balance, I think, from her perspective of the character, so it was just really up to us to sort of make her look like a fish out of water when you first see her,
Mm.
and Zach had referenced a lot of like Diane Arbus and Cindy Sherman and things like that, and obviously we know these pictures and these references, so it kind of gave us a good place. And as Leo said, Trish Somerville, with her color blocking and her outfits and everything. And so it's like, it's kind of the fourth leg of that table, if you will,
Yeah.
it's Trish
Mm-hmm.
with us, because it's like that character is nothing without the wardrobe as well, so, and then, Melizah with that beautiful wig stitch, which was not an easy place to get to, right, Melizah?
It couldn't have
Yeah.
been. It was a character among on its own. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that when we had our camera test, it was the first time we were working together, and
Oh,
uh, as far as like
sure.
putting the pieces together during prep,
Oh,
and
I would have loved to
we
have been there.
we didn't, yeah. And so I was, tried on different wigs, different lengths of wigs, longer wigs, different tones,
Oh,
different wigs for different things, and just to see how they would photograph and to see what Zach wanted, because saying I want a copper red wig, it could be a different copper red wig on
yeah.
camera or to the naked eye. So there were those challenges. But what I realized too is that when we had the camera test, we didn't have the vocal elements of Gladys in place,
Of
because it
course.
was like lighting, textures, color palettes, um, shadows, and
Right.
all those dimensions that play into costume and makeup and hair and just lighting the set, the tone of the movie. And what we didn't I didn't recognize any like of what Gladys had to bring to the table. So it was really kind of cool to me. I feel like that camera test was to me when Gladys was born, because it was like,
Yeah.
oh damn, we are going for a ride, and she is so killer. Like we were all just so excited. And so when we got into putting her together for the first scene she was in that hero look, and she did her scene and she had dialogue, and we were like, what? It was insane. It was like it
Oh,
was
man.
at this point. It was pretty magical.
How exciting. How
And all the
exciting.
elements are so important. Like,
It's the
every
effort. It's it's just it's effort without perfection. It's like the imperfection shows
Mhm.
how much effort she's put into everything, kind of like in a Baby Jane way, but like
Right.
even more, right?
Yeah.
it's what was an example? When did you think that you went too far? Like did it ever look like it, or you know what I mean? How did you keep it human looking? What did you keep in mind?
Yeah, for hair, I think I knew that Zach didn't want to go like Pennywise or
You're
like too
right.
like that. It was just that would cross the boundary.
Right.
And but I think it's also an interesting balance of the silhouette of the hair and how it
The silhouette.
at a profile, how that looks and how that reads with her
Interesting.
nose and the collars and the volume and how frizzy and where do we go with this character when we do have
Hmm.
the nightmares. See, I wanted somewhere to go, so I had to kind of,
Oh, yeah.
when we first see her get out of the car, it's shot in the evening, but I used a more drab wig. It's a very quick
Okay.
scene of her getting out of the car when she
Yep.
first arrives, and it's a very you can't tell that it's a dull wig, but it's not quite so elevated. So it was kind of cool to push those boundaries a little bit. And the nightmare stuff was always extra fun because
Oh,
it got crimpy and I did some cool stuff and with makeup too. You know, it was just another level of extra.
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Guys,
And I
yeah.
think from the makeup perspective, at least from the prosthetics perspective, I mean, Leo and I had a lot of conversations, obviously, with Zach as well, and we did some rough design work. We did a lot of things. We did a lot of building into that imperfection, if you will,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that imperfection really is perfected on our
Yes.
end,
Oh,
and it
for
has to be
sure.
because any when you're walking that line, and I'll let Leo speak more to that, but when you're walking that line, that garish overdone line, I mean, it can really go too far over.
Hmm.
So, we did do a lot of Photoshop, we did do a lot of talking back and forth. But really it kind of comes down to, you can do as much on the paper as you want to do, but until you start throwing pigment on people's faces and start trying to figure out what that looks like with what Melizah was saying, the lighting and what the DP Larkin's going to do with it, and that kind of thing, what Amy brings to it, and just what the condition of the skin is, things like that. There's
Yeah.
all sorts of those things, and Leo can speak more to that
Yeah,
overall.
and the first makeup test was a little challenging. It was definitely fun because we knew right away just from the words on in the script, um, like Jason said, that this is going to dance the very fine line of camp, and we did not want to push it into drag. We'd see,
Right.
where she could look like a drag queen very easily. And from my perspective,
Yeah.
I believe the first makeup test was a little bit too drag queen. So
Okay.
from there, I had to re-engineer everything that I ever knew about makeup and do the exact opposite,
Okay.
which was quite challenging for me as an artist because you want everything to be pretty, you want everything to look nice. So definitely leaning on my counterparts here, we came up with some really, really great solutions. I mean, my hand physically would not let me draw that fucking ugly eyebrow. So I actually put it into Procreate and turned it into a tattoo stencil that we would put on every day.
Oh,
And that's how I
wow.
kept continuity. And then I would trace over it with powder, and I can control the density
Oh,
or opacity
wow.
for that matter of the colors, of the saturation of color. And it was almost as if her makeup was in a constant state of coming off rather than going on. And we just pulled from different eras. We really loved there was something really empowering about the mod era with the
Yeah,
powder
you're right.
blue eyeshadow, that thick graphic liner, but make it a character. So instead of being pretty, it pulled the eyes down and it just changed the shape of her face a little bit more.
Mhm.
And of course, with the beautiful eyebrow covers that Jason made, we had free range to do, whatever we wanted with her eyes, with her eyebrows. Mink stole whatever happened to Baby Jane. Those were big influences for me personally. So we just pop on three little individuals right on top, and we would just clump that with black powder and mascara to really get the clumpiness of that when she just
Yes.
sits there and applies mascara over and over and over, and it would get up there. And like Jason said, there are minute details in the degradation and the messiness of
Mm.
it It's almost more challenging to do that than to make a makeup really pretty.
Yeah. There, there's one, oh, were you going to say something, Jason?
Oh no, I was just gonna mention some of the sort of prosthetics that we did as well, but we can get into that in a minute.
Yes, I want to. I have one question while you were talking about imperfection. Like, eh, the kids on Reddit are all very puzzled and arguing about why Gladys didn't look didn't try harder with her finished makeup going into the principal's office. Was she really going to go into the principal's office?
Now,
You know,
Tiffany,
yeah.
you know the exact type of woman that Gladys is. We have all seen this woman at the grocery store. We've seen
Bloomingdale's,
her at
Bloomingdale's, Bloomingdale's
church.
counter.
We've seen her at Nordstrom. We've seen her at Macy's. We know exactly who this woman is. But of course, it's cinema, so we amplified it times five,
Love it, love
for
it.
something fun. But we all know who Gladys is.
Yes.
And that was part of the whole design aspect was that Aunt Gladys was never meant to be a ghoul. She's definitely
Right.
someone if you saw walking down the street that you would shy away from and text your friend, be like, you will never guess what I just saw. I snuck a picture. You have to see this.
Yes.
But it's not someone that you'd go home and have nightmares about necessarily. And I think
Right,
that's the
right.
really cool aspect
Yes.
about Amy Madigan as Aunt Gladys is that she does dance on that line as camp, but when she snaps into it, she's ferocious and terrifying at the same time.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God. I'm gonna you after this, I have to watch it all over again because this is just I love it. I love it.
But to answer your question, that is trying for her, and
Yeah.
she thinks she looks fabulous.
Oh
And
yeah.
for what it's worth, so do I.
100%. 100%. She's
We
got this. She's got this
we
meeting.
we only had a very little amount of time with Gladys, if you think about it from
Mhm.
screen time perspective.
That's true, right?
And it's amazing how, if you really go back and you watch it, how little screen time there is with Gladys. It's really the last third of the film.
Yeah.
But she is obviously the puppet master of everything.
Hmm.
So we had to
Hmm.
cover a lot of looks and a lot of perspectives of Gladys's looks throughout that sort of small amount of screen time, and when we
Yes.
see her, we see sort of a different perspective of her, if you will. You
Uh-huh.
know? And
Hmm.
that's the challenge that I really loved was that, she's got her day makeup where she goes and sees the principal. She's got her house makeup, and also as she's draining this energy from the parents and everything, we see her getting better, you know but it's
Yes.
not enough, obviously, and she's got to pull more from the children so she can, she's a parasite. She's
Insatiable.
million
Hmm.
insatiable. So really trying to tell that story each time, like when we first see her, she's like really, really old and decrepit. And when Alex peers through the door and she's laying in
Hmm.
bed, and then the next time he comes home from school, she's fresher faced. She doesn't have the garishness or anything, but she's
Hmm.
fresher faced. And then as she is going further and further, Alex, comes home and sees her up in the room doing the thing, and she's got that crazy dread and all that things going on.
Yes.
She's not looking too well. The idea, though, really is to sort of tell this arc through makeup as
Hmm.
well, because it's not like the story is saying, "Oh, she's sucking all their life energy, so she's getting better." I mean, it's all there if you watch it,
Sure, sure.
really it's that the story is telling itself, so we have to sort of tell that character's arc through the makeup as well.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think that was an interesting challenge in and of itself. It's like, how do we hit the key points of all those different looks throughout that sort of small amount of screen time, if you will. you
Right.
know and
That
that was challenging in and of itself, other than just the beautiful day look that everybody sort of like, oh, that's Aunt Gladys and she looks crazy. Aunt Gladys has got a whole bunch of other stuff where you're like,
100%. The
She's
hundred
got a lot
percent.
of secrets up under that wig. Not much there, but
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. That's really the thing that you guys nailed so hard was that storytelling through the makeup. And I think the best example of it was when she was, when she turns and it's all lit so beautifully and creepily, when she sort of when she has the wig off. And what went into that? What are the prosthetics that went into creating that sick, I guess the sick or natural? I don't know. Is
Yeah,
she sick or
yeah.
is that just her?
Well, Gladys always has the four things that never changed on Gladys throughout all the looks were prosthetic nose, contact lens, eyebrow covers to cover her eyebrows. So because nothing's more creepy than
Yeah,
No
removing somebody's
eyebrows.
eyebrows,
100%.
earlobes, and those
Earlobes.
teeth, and those are the things that were consistent
Wow.
for her whole look
Oh,
because
okay.
the idea was, and we've said this before, but the idea was that we really wanted her to have that vicious undercurrent, and part
Yes.
of that is that sort of bird of prey look, and that's that sort of hunting. And the initial idea of that design, as Leo and me and Zach were talking, was that it's like she's a bird of prey. She's always watching. She's always leering
Ugh.
underneath this mask that she puts on with the rest of the world. So we
Yeah.
narrowed down her iris. We made her teeth smaller and more nubbier. We gave her this beak that, it changes her face a lot because Amy's got this really cute nose.
Yeah.
So Gladys, we wanted to give a little bit more of a profile too. So it's like when you catch it just slightly, it's like it's got this slight beak quality to it, if you will. So it's all of those things. Your earlobes from years of dangling earrings. Really tended to elongate
Mm.
her face.
What a detail, the earlobes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when she was the sicker look, we went off the basis of like, naturally when people are sick, and Amy's got a whole head of healthy hair, and it looks nice and everything. So we wanted to really thin that out, really make that look kind of like, this is somebody that's not doing too well. I mean, the first thing that
Yeah.
always goes is your hair.
Yep.
So we did that. We did these punched silicone caps. So every hair is punched piece by piece, one strand at a time to give her that kind of look. And it's interesting because we always transport it with the braids in so that we can apply it easier. Zach and I can apply, or Leo and I can apply the prosthetics easier. And Zach came in when we were doing the test, and he really loved the braids in it.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, if you want to, that's he was like, looks so fucking weird. And it did. It really, I love reading all the comments because everybody's like, what the fuck is going on with this place? The
I
only
noticed the braids too. Yeah.
the only thing that we did differently is we segmented the hair symmetrically everywhere as if
Oh,
she
wow.
and then really made them really super tight. And that was sort of pretty
Yeah.
creepy in its
Yeah.
own right. And but yeah, another thing that we did, and Melizah can speak to this as Leo can as well, is whenever she's wearing her red wig, everything is kind of like popped back a little bit. So
Yeah.
you see more of her
Yes.
scalp up here. So she's got these little pate things up here so we can get rid of her hairline. So it looks like that wig ain't sitting where that wig should be sitting. Melizah could
Right.
probably speak more to that.
Yes, that's good.
Melizah,
That's
Go ahead,
what if
good.
we
Melizah.
just take a little boop, boop, a little what about a little boop? And she would
Yeah,
just keep on
I
bringing
mean,
that baby bang up, and it was
we
so
did the
good and so
blunt
creepy.
bang, and it
There's nothing creepier than an offset wig. Like, nothing
uh,
more emotionally unstable, right?
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yes.
the whole idea too is that, she just puts this on herself, and she's
Right.
confident, she's
Yes.
powerful, and
Yes.
like her makeup, she feels like everything's just right,
Yeah, she's got this.
and but I also felt like, we wanted the silhouette, and but we had, when we did the test photos, it was short, it was blocked, but it wasn't until like we started to really put all the pieces together. She had her collar, her pearls on, and I shifted it back just enough to where then it almost created a little arch, like a really broad, wide
Okay.
arch. But we were seeing early on, we were seeing some of this hair, her own hair here, even in
Okay.
the under the wig cap. So that's when our
Oof.
fabulous makeup team went in and put these pieces so that you could see that naked scalp under there. So
Right. So you're like,
it's
what's
just
under
another level
there?
of what the heck.
Yeah, you're just pulled in with questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that sort of unsettling thing, and I think that was the sort of really big thing with Gladys was that
Mm,
the idea was that
Yeah.
yes, she looked garish and audacious and things like that. But there has to be something where it's like you could be standing behind this woman at a store and she reminded you of your aunt that smelled like mothballs. And,
Hmm.
you always had to make room for those people because those people with their eccentricities, we all have a family member like that. I have a
Uh-huh. You have a
but
few.
but you make
Yes.
for them because you're like, that's a different time, they're different people, they're different, so there is that sort of inviting of that in, but
Yes.
should always have that sort of like, I'm going to invite that in, but
I mean,
That's
I
a
fully
couple
believe
people.
that she would not be the hit that she is today if she looked anything else but that. You
right.
know, like if she did come in beautiful makeup and, ab fabbed out, it would not, I think I fully believe part of the sensation is the fact that she did look the way that
A
she did.
100%. It was the most, it's really, I haven't seen anything like it in a long time. That's so like I'm always talking to my son about beautiful, he's into Tim Burton now.
Oh
The
yeah.
gorgeous, beautifully horrifying, right? Like,
Yes.
and like that's what it was. You're just like, oh, like you almost are like, I can help you, Gladys. Like, wait, let me just fix a couple things. And so you sort of have empathy for her,
Yeah.
and that like
Mhm.
doesn't make you, that makes you want to know more. You know what I
That's what
mean?
we're saying. Justice
Yeah.
for Gladys. She was
Yeah.
wrongly accused. She technically didn't do anything.
Yeah, she technically didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a
Everybody
victim
else
too.
hurt people. She just suggested it to their brain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their fault.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, have some
exactly. We don't victim
self-accountability.
shame.
Yeah.
I'm saying. Did you guys love seeing all the Halloween costumes?
It's
All of the,
unreal.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
as makeup
insane.
and hair people, Halloween is my favorite time of
of
the year.
course,
I mean, it's like, and Melizah, I know it's yours as well.
Yeah.
of
And
And it
course.
hasn't died down. I
It
No,
mean,
yeah,
hasn't.
I
it's
mean,
still
I
all over
love seeing,
Instagram and TikTok.
yes.
I just love seeing people do their own tutorials.
Oh, yeah, that must be a trip.
It was really cool because it's like to various degrees of success.
Right, right.
There's some that
Best part.
emulate and there's some that put their own spin on it, which is great.
Yeah.
And as a makeup person around Halloween and seeing what we did, what we came together and did out there and have a lasting sort of legacy and momentum with people and an impression with people is fantastic. From a visual standpoint, obviously it all comes back down to Amy and Zach. I mean, Zach's written word and ideas and Amy's, amazing performance.
Well, you guys are very humble, but you've contributed to this greatly to this woman getting an Oscar buzz. I mean, I just saw her in Uncle Buck, guys. Like last last
She
week,
looked a
you
little
know what I mean?
different.
It was
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, and I was just like, and I was like, oh my God, we just watched her in Uncle Buck. Like, look at this powerhouse. Like, this is amazing. And you're a very major part of that. It's everybody is so excited to see this new and talking about her origin story being created. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of buzz about that. So you guys have, I know I can say it. You're too humble to say it, but you've been a huge architect of the success of this performance. So
Wow.
Thank you.
We also, for us, it was that from my perspective, it was one of the best experiences I've had,
oh,
especially meeting these two
great.
people that I call dear friends now, and just all of us having the same sort of the sort of same sort of artistic chemistry that
For
just
sure.
came together because it did come together really fast and there wasn't a lot of opposition and there's not a lot of ego, and it was like we all just wanted to make the best character because that's what the script really was amazing, and that's what the script really sort of elicited. And
Yeah.
once we all met Amy, it was like she was just a hand grenade of
Ugh.
energy, and it was like she really just sort of started I'm here for whatever. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Wow.
Let's do eyes. Let's do this.
Yes.
Let's make me look as far as, because a lot of times you get an actress in your chair and there's a lot of conservatism. There's a lot of pulling back,
Or
especially
Of
vanity.
women their
course.
age group.
Yes.
They want to be presented more, but like, I did another film with Glenn Close a couple of years ago, and she's the only other woman of a certain age that really was like, let's go for it, whatever, let's really dive into it and go for it. But
Yeah.
it's you don't get that often, and the fact that she was willing to go all the way with it, it really did come together quite fast, and I
Yeah.
think that we all knew it.
And this is your first time collaborating?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I would have never guessed. I'd have
Yep.
never
I've
guessed.
worked with Melizah.
Mhm.
Ah,
Yeah, we've done a couple things together, but
Fantastic.
listen,
yeah,
I'm new to their circle.
I
this is
love it. I love this trio. I love it. I can't wait till you guys make
sorry.
more. What are you sorry for? Oh, because did you get a message on your thing?
Oh no, you guys didn't hear that?
No.
Yeah.
uh,
Oh my God, the fire alarm just went off in
oh,
this little
Oh,
house
God.
that I'm in. I
Yeah.
can't believe you didn't hear that. It was probably too high pitched for the
No,
microphone
we
to
didn't
pick it
hear
up.
anything. We didn't hear anything. No, 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 no.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, thank you so much I can't believe again that we got you all together in the same boxes.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
grateful, Jason. I love any opportunity to talk to you. You've been on the show a million times and always with something amazing. And so you two, I'm going to be talking to the three of you again when we have I'm manifesting the origin story right
Oh,
Thank
here.
you.
We're going to be
Us
talking
too.
about it.
that's
Yes.
true.
Yeah,
It's 11:11 today. So, it's going to happen now. So get
that's
ready,
right.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Bye,
Okay.
you
Always
guys.
great talking to you.
Oh, so
All
Bye.
great
right.
talking to
Thank you so
you.
much. Good to see you
Thanks, you
guys.
guys. Thank you.